which is why I don't think like everybody needs to go to law school immediately out of high school. For me, like I was saying, going straight out of high school, I just didn't have the mental space for it at that point. I was very young. I think for people like myself, it's better to wait till you're a little older. People start calling you lawyer. Please
Yes,
stop.
I really don't like that
I don't
thing.
like it also. What is that? Even getting there. I don't know why there are so many hurdles in doing things in this country.
Yeah.
Because you want to do the thing, getting in is difficult. Like getting into the law school is difficult. Getting out of the law school is difficult. Getting into the profession, like the specific area of law you want to practice, is difficult. So it's kind of discouraging, but
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is April and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is of course if you are returning, but if you're new here, then guess what you have to do? Check out the videos on my channel page. Do you like what you see? If you do, then of course subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like this video. Before we even proceed into this video, as you can see today, I have a lovely guest. She is beautiful, she's fantastic, she's intelligent, she's your superwoman. I'm not even joking, oh guys. Let's get into it. Today I have Juliet. She's currently a law student at the Ghana School of Law, i.e. what we know as Makola. She's in her first year and she's had quite an interesting journey getting into the legal field. So Juliet, just tell us a little bit about your background, your educational background, and how you even got into law. Because I know that there have been some bumps along the way.
So many bumps. So I think like my journey has been very, very long. When I was younger, I really wanted to be a lawyer. So for most of my life, I wanted to be a lawyer. I think it's because I read a lot of legal books. Now I have this thing I do when I meet other people in law school. I'm like, did John Grisham bring you here?
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. So I go like the John Grisham, because you know when you read a lot of John Grisham as a child, you're like, oh, I have to do this. So that's how it started. I really wanted to be a lawyer, and then I remember when I was maybe high schoolish, I went to the courts. I still don't remember why I went, but I just remember going there. I suspect it was a district court, because I'm not sure. I suspect it was a district court, but it was like the whole vibe was very gloomy and dark, and they were wearing these old white wigs and everybody looked so unhappy. I was like, oh no, that's not it. Like, it's not for me. So I kind of lost interest at the time. And so when I finished high school, I went to GIJ. I got a bachelor's degree in communication studies, which was really fine. Like, I just breezed through that.
That's your first degree?
That was my first degree.
Okay.
So at that point, like, going to law school was really not in the plans anymore. Then when I finished, I started working. I worked in public relations, advertising. I was making money. So I remember my dad was like, oh, so about law school, are you like, what's the plan? I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not interested. I have like absolutely no interest in doing this. And he kept trying to get me back on track, and I was like, nah.
But why was your dad pushing you?
Because he knew that was something I really liked. He knew that's like something I was passionate about, and he bought me the John Grisham books, so he knew that we used to read them together.
Makes
so
sense.
He knew that was like a passion of mine, and it was very sudden, my loss of interest. So I think he was convinced he just wasn't convinced I was making the right decision for myself at the time, and I think he was right. But I also realized that going to law school at that time was not right for me, because going to law school subsequently, I worked for a few years. I went back to school, and so I was going to school and then doing my LLB at the same time.
You were going to school, or you mean going to work?
Sorry, I was going to work and doing my LLB at the same time. So I started working and doing my LLB around 2017.
Okay. And where were you doing your LLB?
At Central University. They have an evening program and a weekend program. So I was doing the evening program. I'd go to work during the daytime, and then I'd go to school in the evening. And I won't lie, it was hell on my mental health. It was wild, because you're at work and you're trying to read cases, you're trying to study at work, and then you're in school and then you're sending emails and you're trying to do like school things. So it was really difficult, but thankfully, like, that's finished.
You got through that.
I got through that, and then big one, the entrance exam. Yeah. So like studying, when I was in Central, I think I became quite confident because I was doing well academically. I got along very well with my lectures. I think also because I was a little older, which is why I don't think like everybody needs to go to law school immediately out of high school. For me, like I was saying, going straight out of high school, I just didn't have the mental space for it at that point. I was very young. I think for people like myself, it's better to wait till you're a little older. So when I was in Central, like studying came pretty easy. I did well, and I think that made me very confident and convinced I was going to pass the entrance exam like that. And yeah, no, it didn't work out like that at all.
What year was that?
So 2019. 2019.
So that's when you wrote the entrance exam.
I wrote the entrance exam for the first time.
Okay.
And I wrote the entrance exam for the first time. I wrote with my little brother who passed.
Okay.
And I didn't.
You didn't?
And I was devastated, but very happy for him because
Of course.
I know it's a difficult journey.
Yeah.
Like getting through the process is not easy. So it's like on one hand I was like, how do you not pass this exam? And there are so many expectations. So you're in law school, when you're doing the LLB, there are so many expectations. People start calling you lawyer. Please
Yes.
stop.
I really don't like that
I don't
thing.
like it also. What is that? First of all, LLB is so far from being a lawyer.
I know, right?
Even being in the law school, being in the Ghana School of Law, even that is so far from being a
Yeah.
lawyer. You shouldn't be calling yourself lawyer at that point.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, completely. So, and because, like I said, I had a good relationship with so many of my lecturers, they also had high expectations. So, I remember after the results came out, my lecturers would call me and they'll be like, how was it? And I was like, I don't know what happened. And I'll be crying. And then I remember them saying, like, one of my lecturers was like, don't worry, you're really smart. These things happen.
Yeah.
It's not you.
Yeah.
No, if it's not me, who is it? Because
come
I
on.
wrote the paper, right? So it was horrifying. And I wasn't going to go back to school. Like, I was done. No, not go back to school. I wasn't going to proceed with legal education here. So I applied for my master's.
Oh, okay.
I got admission to Berkeley. So I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
look, me, I'm going to Berkeley. I'm going to like a top 10 school. Take your Ghana School of Law.
Yeah, I mean, it's prestigious.
It's prestigious, right? Take your
Yeah.
Ghana School of Law. I'm not interested. And then 2 months to the exam, my friend said, like, just do it. Like, just write. You never know. And then I wrote and I passed. And I was like, goodbye, Berkeley. Now, I'm done with part 1. And
Okay.
yeah, the plan
Have
is...
you received your results yet?
No.
No, but are you interning?
I'm interning right now. I stopped work because, like, being in the school and working, for me, is not compatible. Like,
So you stopped working before you entered the Ghana School?
when I got admission to the Ghana
Okay.
School of Law, I tried to work for a bit, but then I realized it was a lot. Like,
Yeah.
you need to focus so much. You need to read. You need to be on top of everything at the beginning. So if you delay, I'm sure there are people who are able to like wait and then last minute like power through. That's not me.
Yeah, that's really tough. Okay, I cannot relate to that.
Yeah,
so-
no, I can't either. It's not like I don't have that ability, so I like to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I just realized it was very difficult. And like I said, for my mental health, it wasn't good. I realized I struggled a lot through LLB because I was trying to combine LLB and work, and I didn't I was not ready to do that at this point also. So I stopped working, which was great because now I'm able to like focus on my internship as well.
So I just want to circle into something that you mentioned about age and how you think some people should maybe wait a little bit before getting into the law. I just want to find out your background in communications. Do you think it has helped you in any way at all in your law studies, and maybe do you think it might help you in the future?
I think it has helped me a lot because I already see that I am able to navigate my education now differently from how the younger people are. I mean, there are some people who are just naturally gifted already, so they're very confident. They've got strong opinions already. But then there are some people who are still like growing, so they're not really sure where they are,
Yeah.
what they think on certain topics, where they are in their lives. So I noticed that there are lots of obviously very young people, like 22, 21, 23 in my class. And then there are a lot of very old people also, like 40s, 50s. I think there's somebody who's in the 60s in my class.
Wow.
I know, you should speak to one of them too, just
That
to get
would be
like
very
a very
interesting.
different perspective. Yeah, so for me, I just realized when I was 21, 22, I didn't have the brain power for this. I don't think. I think for me, I needed to be a lot older. And my experiences with work, I think
I
they
was
just
getting
like,
to
yes,
that.
they just, I think they just, because what I'm studying now is a professional course.
Yes.
So it's made me realize that, oh, like the professional course and being a professional person in other spaces, they kind of like relate. So how you would maybe approach a client, how you'd take the facts, how like you respond, or how you even inquire, like you ask questions, follow up, how you assess like facts that are given to you. I think I'm able to do that better because like I've worked in the class and I've also like worked with different people and in different spaces.
Yeah, you already have some working experience, so basically you know how to work with people, how to
Exactly.
approach people, and how to be professional.
Exactly.
I suppose. So you think that that is an advantage that you have, maybe
Definitely.
over someone who is younger?
Definitely. I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so much better, but I feel like no, but I feel like it's better for me. Yeah, and I can see that I'll be a better lawyer at this point. Going through the journey the way I have, that going through it the long way than if
Than
I'd
the
gone
short
like
way, yeah.
straight out. Yeah.
So meaning you want to be a lawyer?
This question. So I want to be a lawyer, but at the same time, I am not entirely sure about practicing actively. So I'm very interested in like human rights. So if I have to do litigation, that's the kind of law I want to do. If I can't do that, then I think I'll just like be like those people who like review documents and draft things and
So solicitor work.
yeah, solicitor work, like goes home to my dog, maybe.
So that is something that you think you would enjoy, or that's just something that you feel like maybe you would be better at, you don't want to stress yourself? Which is it? Like, what's the reason behind this kind
You see,
of...
that's kind of where I am right now. I'm trying to make that decision.
Okay.
That my challenge so far with the school is when you're in it, you're not really directed either way. You have to kind of decide on your own that, oh, I think I want to do litigation. And for a lot of people, they pick the safe option, which is the one to work for, to work in corporate. So you find some sort of organization and you work in their legal department. It's safe, it's stable, and that's what they do. What I want to do is human rights. I've spoken to some lecturers in the school about it already, but I haven't gotten practical direction. So it's hard for me to say, oh, next year when I graduate, this is my next step forward. I've done some personal research and some friends have told me, oh, check out Amnesty International. Like there are some non-profits that you can, but even getting there, I don't know why there are so many hurdles in doing things in this country.
Yeah.
Because you want to do the thing, getting in is difficult. Like getting into the law school is difficult. Getting out of the law school is difficult. Getting into the profession, like the specific area of law you want to practice, is difficult. So it's kind of discouraging. But for now, if I'm able, if I have the choice, definitely human rights, and yeah, possibly with like a non-profit of some sort.
Meaning you probably not go back to communications. I mean, in terms of your position, not just in terms of your skills, but in terms of your position, you wouldn't be into PR anymore.
No, not exclusively. Not exclusively.
So you definitely combine with law.
I think so, for sure. I mean, at the moment, that's the plan, but you never know. Things might change.
So now that you are into the law, you know, you're studying. How is it like? How is the experience like?
So
Can you compare it to your LLB?
Not at all. So it's very interesting. I think you get into the law school and you realize, oh, LLB was very different. LLB, it could be challenging, but I think the challenge came more from not knowing what you were getting into. So you'd expect that being in the law school, it's more comfortable, but it's a whole other kind of, it's tough, but I think I wish people would also enjoy the experience more, because I like the first few months I was just on like riding a high. I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is so excited. And then like, oh my god, that's a judge. Oh my god, it was like celebrities. Like anytime I'm like, oh, he's a justice of the Supreme Court.
Judges teach you.
Yes, that teach us. Yes, judges teach us. So it's very exciting, and I think because the focus in the school is so much on you have to perform, you have to study, you have to learn. The focus is not on enjoying the experience anymore. I don't think anybody gets out of the Ghana School of Law and thinks about, well, maybe some do, it's possible, but I feel like when I check the tone of like how other people are reacting to the experience, people that I've engaged with, it seems more to me, everybody's more like, let me just get out. I just want to get out. I'm in, let me get out. Like, that's the focus. And I wish we could all just like take a minute and just enjoy the experience, because it's once in a lifetime. You're not going to go through the Ghana School of Law again or go through the LLB again, unless you want to. But yeah, no.
Maybe in another country.
Yeah.
If, someone would want to. But thank you so much for your opinions, your advice, for just talking to us about your experience, about telling us.
This was very fun for me, so yeah.
That's great. It was fun for me too. So thank you, and thank you once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and of course I hope you learned something from it. Again, don't forget to check out the other videos on my YouTube page. And guess what? If you do and you subscribe to this channel, then I'll see you again in another video.